What is an FDD? Now, there's tons of resources around the internet. The FTC has the Consumer's Guide to Buying a Franchise. 1851 has a similar guide. You could Google what is an FDD, and you're going to see all of the breakdown of it. The FDD ends up being this legal document that basically outlines what is all the infrastructure within the franchisor. So it's a giant document. It is exhaustive. There's a few key points that we're going to talk about what you want to review. But as you go through this, you'll see variation of information throughout this. I'm just going to read you what each item is. Item 1 is the franchisor. So you open up this giant document, which if you Google FDD search Wisconsin, for instance, Wisconsin publicly displays many FDDs, so you can use that as a comparison. But item 1 is the franchisor. Item 2 is the business experience. I like looking at the bios. Who's the team that's going to support me? Item 3 is litigation. Has there been any? I think that's important. It's any of the litigation. It's the lawsuits. It's suits involving the franchisor and franchisee relationship. So I think that's important. Item 4 is bankruptcy. If you see that, that's probably a big red flag. Item 5, initial fees. 6, other fees. 7, estimate of initial investment, which we're going to talk about 5, 6, and 7 in a second. 8, restrictions on sources of products and services. 9 is the franchisee's obligations. What do you have to follow as a franchisee? 10 is financing. 11 is franchisor's assistance, advertising, computer systems, training. Training, I like looking at how much training am I going to get? Are you going to be invested in making me successful? Item 12 is the territory. 13 is the trademarks. I like seeing how many trademarks the business has because obviously I'm paying for the right to use those. Item 14 is the patents, the copyrights, and the proprietary information. Item 15, the obligation to participate in actual operation of the franchise business. There are semi-absentee, which means you don't have to be there every day. And then there's full operational models where the franchisor expects you to be in the business every day. Item 16 is restrictions on what the franchisee may sell. Understand this is important for you if you're like, boy, I've always wanted to sell burgers at my ice cream brand that I'm about to buy. Probably not going to happen. Item 17 is the renewal, termination, transfer, and dispute resolution. Item 18 is public figures. Item 19, very important, is the financial performance representations. Item 20 is outlets and franchisee information. I like looking at item 20 just to understand what's been the scale like, where have they closed units. Item 21 is financial statements. 22 is contracts. 23 is receipts, which is that you're going to sign that here's your acknowledgement that you got the receipt of the FDD. So this breaks it down. We're going to talk a little bit more in the next video about the initial fees and just some things, hurdles that you need to look out for. But that's the construct of the FDD.